A beamy Shrosies, Nuloy.
Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Create Sim and introduction video. So this is for my YouTuber power couple. Finally, I'm getting around to doing this. This kept getting pushed back by other videos and it just being so busy leading up to the holidays, but finally I'm getting to sit down and actually complete this video now. I have been teasing this on Twitter for a couple of weeks now, especially with Arlene, who's one half of this power couple, because I'm so proud of how she turned out. And yeah, now you're getting to see how she's made. And then later on in the video, you'll also see how her boyfriend Chase was created. So yeah, we got this YouTuber power couple who's living together in the same house in Del Sol Valley, and they're actually going to live in the house that I placed next door to the household of my Get Famous Let's Play with Janessa and Tori. So yeah, there's going to be some relationships and rivalries formed between them, and it's gonna be quite interesting. Because with Chase, he actually has known Tori since high school. They didn't like date or anything, they were just friends, and then they're going to just be meeting up again after at least a few years of not really keeping in contact. And Arlene and Janessa, they're definitely going to be bitter rivals, and that should be pretty fun. Janessa, she's just that sim who just really loves starting drama. So with Arlene, she goes by Pinky on YouTube, or SimTube I guess you would call it, in the fiction of The Sims, and she is a beauty guru, so she runs her own beauty channel where she does makeup tutorials and that sort of stuff. And Chase runs his own music channel called Sound Warrior, and he is actually like uploading his own music that he creates for other Sims to use in their own videos and such. So yeah, Arlene does use a little bit of Chase's music sometimes, so yeah, it's quite an interesting pair, I think. And in terms of social status, they also come from opposite ends, because Arlene is from a poor family, and Chase is from a rich family, and that's actually kind of how Chase and Tori know each other, since they're both from rich families, originating from San Myshuno, and it's their love of YouTube that brought them together. They met at a convention one year that they were both invited to, and they just immediately hit it off, and a couple of years later, they are now living together. So let's talk a little bit about the design of Arlene. So I'm sure if you download custom content, you've probably heard of A. Harris O'Brittany, since he does release a lot of really nice hairs that are popular with the Sims community. And I've seen him release a lot of accessories alongside a lot of his recent hairs, and I never get to use those. I don't know, I'm not sure why. Maybe I just keep forgetting, or I just don't think it really suits the sim that I'm creating, but I really wanted to break that personal trend and actually use one of these accessories for once. So the hair that I used on Arlene is called the Rosalie hair, and it comes with a flower accessory, so I thought, okay, yeah, I think I do want to make a sim that's very kind of like pink and flowery and just very upbeat, so I thought, okay, yeah, I'll use that flower accessory then. And I did stick with the pink ones for a little while, but then I thought the white swatch was a little bit better in the end, because it makes the flowers stand out a little bit more and maybe helps make Arlene a little bit easier to recognize from far away, because I really like making each and every one of my Sims stand out. So it's just like, oh, yep, okay, there's Arlene, oh, there's Chase, oh, there's Cynthia, or whoever. But yeah, I'm really glad that I managed to make that work. And yeah, I think Arlene turned out really well. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Arlene a bit more than Chase in terms of design, but I think Chase turned out pretty well too. And actually, since it's on screen right now, I love the dress that I chose for her in formal wear. I haven't really used it at all, but it came with Get Famous, and I almost forgot that dress was there, but I was just like, wow, that dress looks amazing. I gotta use that on Arlene, so I did. And something else that I really pushed myself to do with Arlene is use more makeup than I normally do, because usually with my Sims, if I put on makeup, it's not really all that much. It might be like a little bit of eyeliner, maybe a bit of eyeshadow, and often not really any lipstick, or lipstick that doesn't really stand out much. It looks almost exactly like the natural lips. But since Arlene is supposed to be a beauty guru, this was a really good excuse for me to really do makeup that's a little bit bolder, a bit louder, and also really helps her stand out a bit more in comparison to a lot of the other Sims that I've made in the past. So yeah, it was a little bit difficult for me. I was like, well, what do I put on her? But I think in the end I came up with something that I really like. And I do also change Arlene's eye color at the end because I have that stupid glitch again where sometimes with the default eyes that I have installed, it just won't let me change the eye color no matter what I do, and then I have to close the game, reopen it without the default eyes in there, and then it'll let me choose the eyes again, and then I just change the eye color, exit the game, and then put the defaults back in, and then it's all good. So yeah, for the time being, she's stuck with brown eyes, but then I do end up changing them to green, just because I think green does suit her a little bit more. And one funny thing is that, especially once I was done designing Arlene, I was like, huh, if we had fairies in The Sims 4, she probably would have been a fairy. So yeah, that could be an interesting thing. I don't know for sure. I think we'll get witches in The Sims 4 hopefully next year, but I don't know about fairies. I feel like they're less likely, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe they'll do fairies, maybe they won't. I know there's the mod for it, but still, I don't think that replaces that they should be in the game officially without needing mods. Also, I just gotta say, I'm really proud that I was able to pull off those sunglasses from Seasons on Arlene, because more often than not, they just are a bit too out of place. But yeah, I don't know. I just think they do work pretty well with Arlene, and yeah, with her other outfits, I did try to kind of like keep a cutesy sort of feel and have a lot of pink running throughout her outfits, and yeah, I just really like how Arlene turned out fashion-wise as well. I do feel like she could also pull off being sort of like a fashion sort of YouTube channel and not strictly just like makeup. And something else that I also did a little bit differently with Arlene in comparison to what I usually do is that I often know where I'm going to move my Sims into before I even start making them. And so I knew I wanted Arlene and Chase to live in Del Sol Valley, where it's a very warm climate and doesn't really get that cold. But I don't know, I just think this outfit that I chose for the cold weather wear for Arlene looked really good on her, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go along with this anyways. And from what I've played in Del Sol Valley in winter so far, it gets colder than I expected. I don't know if Oasis Springs is quite the same. I think from what I've played so far, Oasis Springs still remains a bit warmer in the winter in comparison to Del Sol Valley. But yeah, I think Arlene is also that type of a girl I can kind of imagine sacrificing a little bit of comfort in favor of just looking good. And there you go, we're already going through her personality. And I did give her the new world-famous celebrity aspiration that came with Get Famous, and I gave her the cheerful, creative, and dance machine, because, yeah, I can also imagine Arlene really being into dancing. And as we go through the outfit turnarounds, I'm just gonna say one other thing that I did differently, because I created these two Sims before the big holiday updates came out that also had the baby Ariel clothing. But when that update came out, I realized, oh, I can actually imagine Arlene being a baby Ariel stan, so I actually went back and did an extra outfit turnaround with her in a baby Ariel shirt, and she also uses the new ripped jeans from the holiday update as well, so I'm glad I was able to go back and include that before putting out this video. Alright, so here we go with the creation process of Chase. So he was pretty interesting to design as well. I thought the sim that was already there before looked pretty good, but he wasn't quite what I wanted. And of course I wanted to make my sim my own. I didn't want to just completely rely on random chance to make a really good sim. So yeah, I did have a little bit of trouble with the eyebrows. I don't know, for some reason at one point the eyebrows just suddenly like drooped a little bit or something, and it was like, wait, how do I fix this? And I don't know, I don't think I was able to completely have it to how they were before, but I think I still managed to save them and still managed to make them look good. And I knew that I wanted to use more of the curly hair that I have in my game, since I haven't really used enough of it. So I was thinking about using custom content hair with Chase as well, but I ended up deciding that one of the free hairstyles that we got in the past was actually pretty good for him, and since I hadn't used it yet, I thought, well, I might as well go ahead and use it now. And I also do end up using a little bit of makeup on Chase, not very much, but I just feel like he looks a little bit better with eyeliner on. I know I did this as well with one of the first Sims that I ever made in The Sims 4, David Fox, who ended up getting his own mini-series and has made a whole bunch of appearances in my Let's Play since. And oh yes, I almost forgot, I actually used the gold teeth from Get Famous on Chase, so I'm glad that I was able to justify using that because, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, he is part of a rich family, and I do feel like that would just be something that he would do, just like he really wants to stand out and that sort of thing. And I also gave him a scar on his forehead because that's another new sort of thing that came with Get Famous, where you can apply all these scars to different parts of your face, and it's a little bit similar to the customization options that we have with the vampires, so that's pretty cool. I wonder if they might use this for other things with human Sims in future packs, I don't know. But I came up with a funny little sort of story behind the scar because there's a lot of debate amongst other Sims as to whether the scar on his forehead is real or he just has kind of like a fake scar to just make him look extra badass and intimidating towards other Sims. So, what is the truth? Well, what Chase likes to say is that he got it from a random bar fight a couple of years ago, but it's not true. It's fake, it looks real, but it's actually fake, so there's the tea. Just like his teeth, the scar is fake. And yeah, that's kind of what he wants to do. He just wants to make himself look a bit more badass and just be like, yeah, you don't want to cross me because I have this cool scar. And it's a bit on brand for his YouTube channel too, because it's like, oh, and I'm the sound warrior and I get into fights and here's this cool scar that I have. So yeah, you don't want to fight me. And what's interesting too is that his last name comes from Irish culture, and Sloan means warrior, so he does have a bit of mixed heritage too, not just African. And yeah, it's quite interesting that he comes up with his YouTube channel's name from his last name, and it just kind of works for him. And also, since it is showing his hot weather wear right now, I am really happy that I was able to make that hat work for him because I don't really use hats often enough, but I feel like ever since they did add these cold and hot weather categories, I am able to get away with using hats more. Usually that falls into just the cold weather category, but I made it work for the hot weather wear this time. And yeah, I think it just looks nice, a little bit tropical, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a tropical island with a beach in 2019, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that I did give Chase a second everyday outfit. I think it was because I really liked the first outfit that he has, but I didn't think it really screamed music producer, so I gave him that second one that I think really makes more sense with that, especially especially with the fedora. And yeah, I did give him the self-absorbed trait, which is the new trait that comes with Get Famous, but he has like the base game music aspiration and all that stuff, and I did make him active as well, since I can imagine him almost, maybe not quite like Salmon Ladder, Oliver Queen Arrow material, but still, I can imagine him working out quite a bit. And with that, we're coming towards the end of this Create a Sim and introduction video. So, like usual, I will put in some gameplay footage of these two just doing their thing. And I hope you're looking forward to seeing them in the Get Famous Let's Play. I might do episodes where I actually play as them. I think that could be pretty fun, but I think I will introduce them through the eyes of Janessa and Tori, since they're going to be neighbors. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to that, and be sure to leave a like or a comment, or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with my latest content for The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!
Uchimo go larga slonkim. Bye boy.
Oh.
Apala chaba crezo. Uba buena con fulibo daba. Kana shuna. Thar benip.
Ooh.